Hello, world. Who and what is going to block your manifestation? It is going to be the conscious part of your mind. Now, we have to dive into this to really make it make sense. The conscious part of your mind is based on survival. And it wants to keep you safe. Because this part of the mind is associated and attached to the body, as opposed to the subconscious mind is more in connection with your higher self in the non-physical. But your conscious part of your mind, it is the middleman. It is the one that always has something to say. It is the critical part of your mind that's always judging, that, like, if you say you want to do this, it's going to step in and say, man, how can we do that? The critical part of your mind, the conscious part, I mean, it's there for a reason. It's actually is what starts it, the process. It picks up on things in the physical world, like your five senses: touch, taste, smell, hearing, smell. It picks up on the five senses, but it also is the middleman. You know how you could be, I can't use that analogy, but if you was to meet somebody or go to a store and they say, yeah, man, hey, I get it all, man, I do this, and then come to find out you get there and he can't do it and he has to really go to the source. It is one of the things that's really going to block your manifestation. It's the egoic mind. Now, it really wants to keep you safe because its main thing is survival. As long as you have food to eat, a roof over your head, clothes on your back, just the bare necessities to survive, it's okay. It really wants to keep you safe. Now, when I first heard about this and it was like, oh, it wants to keep you safe, what does that mean? Like, well, this part of the mind knows that if you have the necessities like food, shelter, roof over your head, then you're safe. So anything that you try to do outside of that, that's where it comes in. It's almost like that hater friend. Like, Man, I'm fit to try to do this. Man, ain't no way you can do that. It wants to keep you safe because it knows that right now you're safe. You can't even say something like, I want to go to the store. This part of your mind is going to step in and be like, wait a minute. What if something happens? What if it's traffic? It's very critical. It's going to stop you from doing a lot if you let it. But when you understand that, then you can move around it. You can work with it. It's there for a reason. But when it comes to manifesting your desires and saying that you want to become this and that, as far as this part of the mind knows, like the subconscious is infinite. It knows that there's possible ways to achieve anything that you want in life. But this part of the mind, shoot, it really wants to keep you safe and housed, and don't do that. That's taking a risk. We're safe over here. What do you mean? You talking about what? Man, there ain't no way you can do that. It's going to try to deter you from doing anything. So it's almost like you got to override that part of the mind. I know what you're doing, but I'm not going to let you put that fear into me to stop me from doing it. So we got to override the conscious part of the mind and impress the subconscious part of the mind. Because we know that in the subconscious part of the mind is where the programs are ran. We know in the subconscious part of the mind, it's controlling a lot. It controls our lives. It has the beliefs over there, you know? So the next question is, how do I bypass this critical part of my mind and get my desires or the things I want to achieve in life to the subconscious part of the mind? Well, repetition. We're talking a lot about that. Persistence, repetition, to get the conscious mind on board with the subconscious mind. And when those two are working together as opposed to working against each other, or when that conscious part of your mind is going with the flow of what you want to achieve, then it is easier to manifest your desires. This conscious part of your mind, it could be a friend and sort of like an enemy to you trying to do something other than what its function is, and that's to keep you safe. So, and it does a good job of that. You know? It has kept you safe this long. But safe ain't what you want to do. You want to take risk to achieve. And it's going to come in when you think of a risk. It's going to produce these doubts. It's going to produce these feelings of, man, it might not work, or these thoughts of, there's no way you can do that. I mean, think about it. How many times have you said, man, I want to do this or that, and somewhere out of nowhere in your head, man, how you gonna do it? There's no way you can do that. Man, you might want to just go to work. It's like this other voice in your head that is trying to keep you and refrain you from doing anything other than what you've been doing or other than surviving. But your subconscious mind, it is so powerful. It is your connection to the higher source. So it's infinite. Like, there's nothing that it can't bring to you. There's nothing it can't do. It's that connection. Oh boy. It's that connection to the highest source. You know, it doesn't sleep. It has to stay up because it's control of everything, like your body functions and your temperature, your heart rate, stuff like that. So it's always up taking in information. You know, so I'm tired. But yes. So what is going to sabotage your desires? If there's nothing else or no friends or influences that's going to step in and say, man, you can't do that, or man, you might want to stay doing this, or the minute that you try to change, they're like, no, man, let's go to the club, or, you know, that's a different sabotage. But we're talking about your mind and how your mind could sabotage you from your desires, you know? If you understand that the conscious part of your mind wants to keep you safe, and it's going to take repetition to fix it, then that's where impressing the subconscious mind comes in. So it's like, regardless of what this part of the mind is saying, you're going against it, and you're pushing, you're visualizing, you're thinking about your desires, you're impressing your subconscious part of your mind. So, like this, if you had an affirmation, and your affirmation was, I am successful, and you could not be in that place of success yet, right? And you say, I am successful, I am wealthy. That conscious part of your mind is going to come in and say, who are you talking to? I'm like, bro, look around. No, you're not. Now, that is a statement. An affirmation is a statement. Statements are usually closed. Like, a statement is just saying something. But a question opens up for answers to be answered. So, instead of saying, I am successful, I am rich. I am wealthy. I am healthy. Because that conscious part of your mind is going to look at your current reality and say, bro, are you delusional? We are not none of them. Now, if you put it in the question format, this is the power of affirmations. Once you put it in a question format, we're tricking the mind here. We're playing with the mind. We know if I say I am rich or wealthy, the conscious part of your mind is going to be like, no, we're not. But let's push it to the subconscious to where the magic happens. So the affirmations asking a question almost warrants an answer. That's where the affirmations come in at. Why am I so successful? Whenever you put it in question form, you bypass the conscious part of your mind and the critical divide, the gatekeeper part of your mind, the filter, and it goes strictly to the subconscious. And it starts to reprogram, set up neural pathways to answer these questions that you gave it. So it would be like, why am I so successful? Even me just saying it now, I don't have no interruptions from my conscious part of the mind. But if I said, I don't know what to use, because if I say, I am, cause it's kind of hard for me to use my mind cause I am these things. But if I said, I am a billionaire, my mind is going to come in and say, what? You really lost it, sir. You know you're not no billionaire yet. But if I said, why am I a billionaire? It's like, how'd you slip that question past me? So the questions to yourself is more powerful than just a statement. And you gotta know this to manifest. I use affirmations to verify what I am already. Like, I am so thankful and grateful. I know that. I am a giving person. I know that. I'm just reinforcing what is already there. But when it comes to creating or manifesting a new desire, you need to go to the affirmations. Because if the subconscious part of your mind is the one that's in control of everything, then I need to push the questions to the subconscious part of the mind for it to answer it. And then it's going to start giving me examples to let me know why I am this. But you have to repetitiously, impress the subconscious mind. And when I say that, this is not like doing it for like 6 months or nothing. It's just persistent, consistent repetition of doing it. And it's going to be a time to where you're going to know because you went from wanting your desires to believing in your desires to this part of called knowing. And when you get to that feeling state of knowing, then this is where you use the law of reversed effort, because it's like, now I don't need to do nothing. But you'll know when that time comes. But to get things to the subconscious part of the mind, you got to pass this guy over here that's critical. Like when you ask somebody, man, and tell somebody, man, hey, man, I want to do this and do that. And they like, man, bro, stop playing. There's no way you can do that. It's almost playing that part. It's almost as if the subconscious mind, like, come on, man. We're good right here. You know what I'm saying? We're good. We don't need to do nothing else. Anything else could be taking a risk, and we don't know what could happen, and my job is to keep you safe. I don't want you to get into no trouble or nothing, but right now, I know that we're good. Whatever condition it is, we're alive, so we're good. It's almost like it don't want you to. I gotta cut this out. It almost like it don't want you to elevate or nothing. But that's not its purpose. The purpose of it is to keep you safe and to protect you from taking risks and stuff. But this other part of your mind don't mind. It don't care. It's like whatever you want to say you want to do and you repeatedly push it over to me, we about fit to get it done. So, yeah, be careful of the middleman, because he's going to sabotage your desires if you let him. Hello, world.